Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Soccer as we like it, the Man United direction. Yes, we're talking about the Ronaldo saga. We're going to bring you into the beginning and where it should end. Yes, he didn't play against Chelsea because he was suspended by Eric Ten Hag and possibly fined. He's supposed to be returning back to training tomorrow, or was it today? And have a talk with Eric Ten Hag and probably apologize to the players for his behavior against Spurs walking out. But before that happened, on Saturday, there was a huge heated debate between two old United legends, Roy Keane, who captained Ronaldo back in 2004, and Gary Neville, who captained Ronaldo in 2007. Now, both of them went head on head in a very heated Sky debate. I'm just going to break into what they said. Right. We all agree Ronaldo was wrong. 100%. That was unacceptable behavior. It was childish, it was petulant, and honestly unacceptable for someone his standards. It is what it is. I get it. I understand where Ronaldo's coming from, but at the same time, that's not the way to do things. And that was why Eric Ten Hag said he did it in preseason. It was overlooked. This time, this was during a Premiership season. Your team had just won. You walked out because they told you to come on a 5 minutes to go, which I think was also a bit stupid. Why bringing in Ronaldo 5 minutes to go? Doesn't make any sense, does it? But nothing makes sense. While you're watching our video, don't forget to smash a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate you. We're getting closer to our mark of 3,200. Continue to subscribe to our channel, and we will continue to deliver and bring news for you in reference to Man United and football. Right, let's get right into it. We're going to go into the debate between Keane and Neville, two United captains from when Ronaldo played. All right, so Neville started by saying Eric Ten Hag had no choice or option to leave Ronaldo out. Okay, that is fine. We get that. We get that. At the moment, I always think about the fact Ronaldo has played hundreds of games where players have had to watch him. Now it's time for him to watch them. What has that got to do with anything, Gary? That's nothing. Lots of players have watched him. Now it's time to watch other people's. He said Ronaldo had got onto a mountain. He got to the top, stayed on top of all that. He's now coming down. He needs to accept it. Who are you to tell him to accept it? Just because you retired early doesn't make you. Your body and his body are completely two different people. You see what I mean? Okay, let's proceed. So, end of this week, he thinks Ronaldo should be let go. I think it's a bit steep coming from Gary Neville, saying that Eric Ten Hag and the club should let Ronaldo leave this week and be gone and stop all the drama. It's not doing anyone favors. Leaving the dressing room before the full time. That's not what he does. You're not going to do things like that. You've got to leave. Keane, Gary, there are players and manager who have done worse than that in the past. Neville, in this current moment, Keane, where do you want me to get started? He said, Scorsese, great lad. Let me finish. Scholes refused to play for Man United. Scholes was supposed to play for Man United in a League Cup game. He said, I ain't playing, I ain't going. They didn't make a big fuss of it. He got fined, blah, blah, blah. Rio Ferdinand missed a drug test. He got fined for 8 months. Cantona gave a kung fu kick to a fan. He got banned for what? Half a season. Keane is saying, Keane is saying to Neville that players have done worse than what Ronaldo. Ronaldo left 5 minutes to full time. Cantona kung fu kicked someone. Scholes refused to play. You see what I mean? What's his name? It was fined to his wages. Okay, Ronaldo will be fined for this, and he said, and Rio Ferdinand missed a drug test and was banned for 8 months. Cantona 6 months. Yeah, but whose fault is that? The club's fault or the teammates? The teammates appreciate appreciate Ronaldo. Ronaldo appreciates teammates. He just upset the way Eric Ten Hag is using it. If they had, like Rio Ferdinand said today, Rio Ferdinand said, if they had communicated to Ronaldo at the beginning of the season, that listen, you will not be playing full games. You are not going to play every game. You're not going to play 90 minutes for every game. He would understand and get his mind ready for it. Considering what he had done last season, he's thinking he's still going to continue this season since they did not let him go when he wanted to go. So there's a breakdown of communication between the club, Ronaldo, and Eric Ten Hag. Let's proceed. Neville said, do you think Ronaldo should be punished this week? Keane, dead right. You're saying you're yes, yeah. You're saying can't deal with the being a sub. He was a top goal scorer. Neville, he can't deal with it. Then Jimmy Floyd Hasselback, ex-Chelsea striker, was in the middle of it, like the referee. He's right. He can't be dealing with being a sub. He can't deal with it. We get it. Keane, they played Man City a few weeks ago and could have been 16 goals. The manager says, I'm not bringing him on because I didn't want to disrespect him. He goes to Everton a week later, comes on and scores the winning goal, starts against Newcastle. Never, Roy, that was not many Man United fans who Roy, there's not many Man United fans who would have Cristiano Ronaldo in the starting 11. Keane, I don't care less what fans think. I couldn't care less. A lot of fans haven't got a clue what's going on, which is true. A lot of fans really don't know what's going on. But football is football. We know you put the ball in the net and you win the game. We know that part. Right. Neville says the Man United score more goals without him and get more points without him. It's a fact. He's coming to the end of his career and he needs to get over it. And he needs to get United need to get used to it or leave. He needs to get used to it or leave. Keane is saying that's fine. If you feel you're being treated unfairly, which is obviously he thinks, then the arguments for and against. I'm with Keane on all this. Hasselbank comes in. Do you think he's been treated unfairly? Keane, I think he probably feels that. Neville, I heard you before the game. Your mentality is a unique mentality. Your fiercity is competitive. Fiercity is competitive. You have to play what you've done in your career. Normal players that have not would ever be able to do what you've done in whatever. That's fine. Keane, you keep talking about Man United being better without Ronaldo. Let's look at the start of the season when he was a sub. He didn't play against Man City. They got hammered 6-1 or 6-3. Do you think they are better without him? Come on. In the starting 11, I wouldn't say that. Hasselbank, I don't think they can carry him. They can't carry him anymore. Neville, I think they're better without him. Keane, would you hang your hat on Marshall or even Rashford or Ronaldo? Ronaldo came to Man United when he was 17. We loved him. We loved him everything. We loved everything about him because he wanted to be the best. Simply as that. Simple as that. Had his critics then he had his critics then because he was going over quickly end product. But what I love about him now, he's 37. He's had enough. He's snapped. He's 37. He still wants to be the best in the world, and that's why I admire him. We sit here every week and we praise bad players. I'm done. I'm literally done. That's the man King said. Every week we sit here and we praise players who are not even good enough. That ends that situation there. Never ask one question. Roy Keane, the manager, would you deal with it? Roy Keane, the manager, would have. How would you deal with it? Keane said there are players at Man United, like Anthony, who went on strike at Ajax to counter Man United. Ten Hag, the manager, is all about the spirit. Okay. Okay. All right. Keane, they all do this. And Red, he was happy to be taken. He was not happy to be taken off. Neville, the influence they have on other players is really negative. They're an influence in an influential position. I love him to bits, but you can't defend him leaving the ground twice. Keane, I'm not saying that, but there were other players who left. They will get punished. We were with players who did it and got punished. It's a mistake, of course, but gives you something back. We sit here every week praising bad players. You keep saying it. They sit there every week praising players who are not good enough. Right. So that heated debate went on and on and on. Keane and they both remember they both captain Ronaldo. They know his capability. Roy Keane is saying he feels Ronaldo is disrespected. He feels Ronaldo what he did is not as bad as the whole world is making it to be. That Cantona did was Cantona literally come through the guy, a fan. Rio refused to take a drug test. Scholes refused to play for Man United. This guy walked off 5 minutes before the game ended. So he's trying to say it's not the first time a United player is doing this, and this is not as bad as it be done. But the way the world is sensationalizing it, sensationalizing it. Blah, blah, blah. So the whole world, when the whole media is doing it, it comes to a situation whereby it gets blown out of proportion with social media. They make it so bad that this guy is the worst thing that could have possibly done. The way they're talking about it, like he went up to Ten Hag and slapped him. No. So what Keane is saying is, yes, it wasn't right what he did, but it's not the worst thing a Man United player has done. Scholes didn't turn up for. Scholes refused to play. That's completely different. There's refusing to play. Like I ain't trying. They were supposed to go to Arsenal and play in the League Cup. I went to that game because I was in an Arsenal. My Arsenal friend gave me a ticket. We got hammered 4-0. Scholes did not play. He refused to follow. He said, "I ain't playing." He got fined 2 weeks' wages. Uh, Rio did not take a drug test. He got banned for 6 months. Cantona confident a fan. He got 8 months. So it's a case of Keane saying, yes, what he did was wrong, but at the same time, it's not the worst thing a Man United player has done. Neville is saying, if he can't handle being a sub, he needs to get the fuck out. Simple and short. That he loves Ronaldo to bits, but he needs every time I did the right thing, as in discipline him. I get that. Hasselbank is saying the fact that Ronaldo can't handle being on the bench. It's not about not handling him being on the bench. It's like, if you're going to bring me in, bring me in. Don't bring me 5 minutes to go. Let's be realistic. 5 minutes to go. I'm not injured. I'm not trying to make my debut. I mean, that's not right. I mean, that was just messed up. Bring me in or don't bring me in. But 5 minutes to go, I think that's an absolute insult. They were leading 2-0 at that point, so bring Ronaldo in. So it doesn't matter. I don't condone what he did, but I think it's being over sensationalized completely. I think it's been made that he's a criminal, da 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 da. Yeah, it is what it is. And like King said, they sit there every um, um, praising players who are just not even good enough. And it's the truth. King said he scores a goal every 2 games. Hasselbank said he doesn't. Yes, he does. King is blunt, and I like he tells you as is. Oh, Gary never goes to the fact to say, did you see the comment from Benucci and Cellini? They were two great pros who played for Juventus with Ronaldo. When Ronaldo left Juventus, since Ronaldo left Juventus, Juventus have gone further backwards. They're going into Europa League this season, Europa League. And this is since Ronaldo left. Yes, they didn't win the season, the title when he there, but they won 2 titles while he was there. But they got to quarterfinals because Juventus fucked up. And it was the defense, Benucci and whatever, Cellini. They're the ones who messed that goal against Leon. I remember that game clearly. That was 2 years ago. So they could sit there and chat rubbish. But since Ronaldo's left Juventus, where have Juventus gone now? Where are they heading to? Exactly my point. Anyway, so Eric Ten Hag will meet Ronaldo. They'll talk it out. Probably give an apology to the club, the players. The club didn't want him to leave. Keane said he knew for facts there were offers on the table for Ronaldo, but the club said no. You know the club is making money from Ronaldo. He's the biggest shirt seller. Think about it. When Ronaldo signed for United last season, did you know? Did you know? United sold 12.5 million shirts in 1 week. In 1 week globally. In 1 week. No one has sold that many shirts ever, ever in United history. Ever. That shows. And when they start buying the shirts, cha-ching, cha-ching, where do you think all that money is going to? Into the Glazers' pockets. Exactly my point. So why would they get rid of a cow that's making them more milk? My question is done. Well, we'll see what happens. You've heard the debate between Ronaldo and Ericsson, Ten Hag will discuss tomorrow. Iron it out, shake hands. He should be playing against FC Sheriff. Whether he decides he wants to leave in January, I think, like, if you listen to what Eric Ten Hag said, he said, Ronaldo is part of my plans. I don't want him to leave. I want him to be here for the season. Is he just saying that for the sake of saying it? Or he wants him out in January? Only time will tell. Ronaldo's not stupid. Don't for 1 minute think he's stupid, because he ain't. And as for Keane and Gary Neville, they're buddies, they're just friends, they just disagree to agree. Keane says Ronaldo was wrong what he did, but should not have been punished like that. The other players have done worse. Gary Neville is saying, yes, he was wrong. The club should let him go, since he does want to follow play, bid match, part here, part there. That's where the discussion is. What do you think? Drop your comments, look in the link, subscribe, like, share, and don't forget, Man United play on Thursday. We've got FC Sheriff, and on Sunday we've got West Ham. Man United are getting, the games are getting thick and fast. Update on Veron injury. I was reading an article. If you remember Jaap Stam, United legend back in the treble team, Jaap Stam, he said he thinks Veron was overreacting, that it was, or that emotion was a bit much. It's just an injury. I mean, players miss World Cup. It's just a game of football that you know, it must have been other things he was. You're not in the guy's mind. You don't know what he's going through. If you're always injured, because you were never injured like that, because you don't know what a player goes through, whereby he's always having to stop, start, stop. You don't understand. It's a mental thing. So he was emotional. He's saying that he's that overreaction, lying on the floor, crying. It was all too much. The injury is a lesion of his femoral bicep on the thigh muscle. It's a lesion of the femoral bicep on the thigh muscle that he hurt, which he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. A final analysis will be given tomorrow. After it's got to take 48 hours for them to analyze it, so they should be given a full. But it's the lesion of the femoral bicep in the thigh muscle that has got an injury, and he was just hurt. He just hurt. He just wants to play his games and represent his country in the World Cup. And Didier Deschamps is watching the situation very, very, monitoring very, very carefully. So we'll keep you posted on that. I'm Tim Russell. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Do you want Ronaldo back in the team, or do you want him gone by January? Drop your comments and tell us what you think. But don't forget, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you soon.